Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is noun phrase 79. The noun phrase today is dead end. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. We actually have two meanings today. Let's look at the first one. So a dead end is a situation that does not offer any good possibilities of progress or development, especially with jobs. So this one could be said two ways. You could say that job is a dead end, or we could say somebody has a dead end job, where the whole thing becomes like a noun phrase. Or you can almost think of as dead end becomes like an adjective phrase here. But it's very, very common. You know, a dead end job, of course, that's the type of a job like if you worked in a factory or some sort of job like that, where it has very little to no chance of future promotions or advancements, and you get stuck in that sort of job for the rest of your life. So that's what we mean by a dead end job. Okay, so let's take a look at the second meaning of dead end here. A dead end is a road that has no exit. So you can kind of see what the idea of what that we got for the job actually came from the road. I think the road was first. You must make a U-turn in order to get out. So if you actually drive down a dead end, there's no exit down there, so you have to turn the car completely around and come back out. Okay. All right, it's good to note this too. In a housing complex, it's sometimes given the nicer, fancy name of cul-de-sac. Yeah, they do this for a couple of reasons. One, it sounds like a lot cooler name. When you're selling somebody a house, you know, you don't want, oh, you live in a dead end. It kind of sounds a little negative. But cul-de-sac sounds kind of cool. So it sounds like a, nice French name. Oh, you live in a cul-de-sac. Ooh, higher class or something like that. And actually, a lot of people do like that sometimes because not as much traffic goes through it because it's a dead end. The only people that commonly or usually drive down it would be people that live on that street. So you don't have too much traffic that's driving through your street. So some people think that's a benefit, and they might be willing to, might add a little value to houses that live that are on that street. All right, let's go on. All right, we have a number of examples that cover all of this now. So let's take a look at the first one here. You need to learn some new skills, or you will always be stuck in a dead end job. Yeah, that's the way it's often said. You know, you might find somebody out that's a dead end job. You got to get out of that. You need to advance. Okay, so let's look at number two. Working in a factory or a convenience store as a clerk is a dead end. So you can say it that way too. You can say the job is a dead end. It's got nowhere to go. Very little chance for promotion or advancement. You know, you might get a little raise, but it's hardly anything. You need to find a job in a company that you will have a real chance to advance in, to move ahead, to move up. Okay, good. Let's look at number three. They were unable to reach an agreement. Their negotiations just came to a dead end. So here we're using dead end. It's not about a job. So negotiations could come to a dead end. So they didn't advance. Maybe they have to give up for now. Maybe try in another year or 2 years. But the negotiations came to a dead end. They could not work out a deal. Okay, let's look at number four. Don't drive down that road. It leads to a dead end. So that's the road. That's a common way that we would use it. And number five here, we're just giving you one with the cul-de-sac. So some people who live in housing complexes sometimes like to live in a cul-de-sac because they feel it is more private. Okay, good. I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.